I was wrong. In 2021, I said that no one could run a political convention worse than Aaron O'Toole and that disaster of a CPC, whatever it was. Well, the Liberals managed to top that, bottom it, who cares? It was hilariously bad. From the rotating back-to-back Melanie Jolie, Seamus O'Regan, both of Justin Trudeau's girlfriends going and spinning in circles there. Okay, looked very tough. And then there was no one there, right? At least with the Conservative Party convention, no one was there. It was all online, so you couldn't see it. You got John Kretsch into a room with no one. Bringing in Hillary Clinton. Yeah, the person, an election denier who lost to Donald Trump in 2016. Whatever. Her and Christopher. Why do people hate me? You froze their bank accounts. Like, that's why they hate you. Right? And all that. But these things are supposed to gain momentum among the base. Right? You're supposed to gain momentum in the base and then give a bit of a surge that doesn't really translate, but the point is to energize your voters to get them out. No energize, right? The Liberal Party is a disaster. It had a lady get up there and say everyone was racist. Like, they got all the Liberals get drunk and then, the racism comes out. Okay. We've been saying for years, like, that was a highlight of the convention. And then you had them pass insane things, right? The bills we talked about, not the bills, right? The resolution we talked about, a government truth council, straight 1984, and then basically a law that would prohibit journalists from protecting their sources from the government. That even Seamus O'Regan had to come out and be like, this is ridiculous, we'll never do this, you're fear-mongering. It's like, dude, your party voted for this, unanimously. So they're tanking in the polls. Nanos has them underwater 7 points, and Nanos historically has benefited the Nanos and the Liberal Party aren't as separated as I think they claim to be, let's say, on that. Now, 35% conservatives, around 28% liberals. This isn't bad for the Liberal Party, and their numbers are finally tanking. And why is important. You had this disastrous convention where no one showed up. That doesn't look good. A big part of people voting and thinking things are popular is a popularity contest, straight up. Like, this is politics for people who don't care about politics. Like, some of you are watching political videos, you care about whatever, this, and this, and this, and this. You're not the average person. The average person likes a leader who projects strength. So when no one shows up to your convention, you look unpopular, and then people are less likely to want to say they vote for you or tell people they support you because they think it's unpopular. It's just how human beings work. So that's one thing. The Liberal Party doesn't look popular right now. 2, the China scandal, they finally had to do things. So it was really weird when the China scandal, when it first broke, wasn't moving the metric, because I think you had a lot of TrueAnon people. But the fact that they were finally forced to do something on China, right? They had to declare the diplomat that threatened Michael Chong persona non grata. This now proves that Chinese interference is real. So when they did nothing about it and they controlled most of the media, right? You sued the Globe and Mail and Global TV because they broke ranks, right? You bring CTV in to be like, bah, 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 bah. No one questions the government. That's not what media is for, right? That works so long as you can spin a narrative that this is all a bunch of nothing, fake news, right? The second you have to say, you know what, this report is real. The Chinese actually did threaten sitting MPs, and their diplomats are part of it. It's been proven. We now have to get rid of them. Now, the suspension of disbelief that this was all made up, that CSIS just made this all up, that's gone. So now the Liberals are the party that allowed the Chinese to be belligerent and threaten MPs for standing up for human rights, which is something Canadians don't like, right? I've had my criticism of this country for not really caring about human rights. Human rights activists like Karima Baloch have been assassinated by nefarious foreign organizations on our soil, and we've done nothing. But Canadians don't want to hear about it, but when they hear about it, they want to care. And this is the thing where Canadians have heard about it. We've been forced to deal with it. The government had to do something, had to acknowledge it's real. So the floodgates are now open. Now, there'll still be a hardcore cast of the TrueAnons who will never believe any of this and blame Michael Chong for, existing or whatever. And such is life. But you now have a thing where the Liberals don't look like they're popular, and they've now had to admit that they've allowed a scandal to happen. And this is affecting them in the polling numbers. So the real question is, how much damage can they do before they get kicked out in 2025?